So I want to welcome you all to the July 10th BEYA Stars and Stripes STEM Career Day. My name is Matt Bowman. I'm your BEYA Stars and Stripes Chief of Staff, but I'm going to be turning it over today to our student ambassadors. But before I do, I did want to put a plug in for universities and college excellence. I also wanted to talk about the agenda. It'll be our student ambassador, Moria Bowman, Celia Hurst, Gabriel, and others. Then it will go to Vice Admiral Walter Davis, who's our national chairman, Dr. Tyrone Taborn, who's our founder and CEO, Lieutenant General Bruce Crawford, who is our committee chairman, and then to the keynote, Mr. Sherman Williams. And finally, all of you will have a chance to ask questions and get your questions answered on how do you do the hard stuff to become a problem solver and help the world. I'm filming you from location at the Cade Museum. And the Cade Museum is founded by the man who did Gatorade. And so he was a problem solver, as is Mr. Sherman Williams. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to our student ambassador, Moria Bowman, to do the introduction and to talk about what's going to happen today. So over to you, Moria.
Welcome to BEYA Career Day. What if you could invent something that can make money and also hydrate you? That and tastes real good. Today, our BEYA guest speaker is Mr. Sherman Williams Jr. And he is the CEO and founder of Body Aqua. He was a veteran. Mr. Williams was a veteran, is a veteran, and he fought in the Iraq War. And while he was in the heat and frigid cold, he developed the drink. So without further ado, please mute your mics and listen to our guest speaker. Now on to you, Admiral.
All right, thank you, Moria. Vice Admiral Davis. Okay, and then as we get Admiral Davis on the line, we'll go to Dr. Tyrone Taborn to talk about STEM City.
Well, again, welcome STEM City world citizens. All of you are, again, you're participating in our second test. As you know, we're in phase 2 of rolling out content on STEM City. So a lot of the fun things are yet to come. But you are, again, making history as we are actually on the platform. We're in the building, in the auditorium. One of the coolest things today, though, is that we've just introduced STEMCityUniverse.com. Now, STEMCityUniverse.com is where all of the games and entertainment will come. So today, later, or even as we talk, you can actually do a puzzle in STEMCityUniverse.com. So remember that. Remember, STEM City USA is part of STEM City World. You are citizens of STEM City World, and STEM City World is a part of STEM City Universe. As STEM City USA, where we are now, as we grow, we will be STEM City Cape Town, STEM City Johannesburg, STEM City Paris. Pretty soon there'll be STEM cities all over the world. Then it'll be all over the planets. So we've got a lot of ways to go. You are part of a beginning of a journey that will never end. That is what we've tried to create. That's what the founders, Bruce Crawford, Admiral Davis, General Wilson, Brigadier General Von Richardson, that is the gift that we've tried to create that we want you to have. a legacy, a place where you will always find justice and equality. If you can't find it right around you, we will build it in the sky. So again, thank you for being here. This was forever. We will continue to grow, and big hands of congratulations to our Stars and Stripes teen hosts. They have just done a great job. I don't know if any of you picked up on the fact that chickens can't fly from last month, but chickens don't fly as far as I know. And that was pretty cool and cute. Back to all of you. Thank you again. Thank you, fellow citizens.
Thank you, Dr. Taborn. General Crawford.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. You know, Dr. Taborn, hit on a couple of really good points. And as I welcome everyone, I want you to think about something that he said, and he talked about legacy. All right. And we all should be thinking about legacy in the context of what we're leaving for those. So many people provided us with opportunities, but what are we doing? You know, what when it's our time today, you know, what sacrifices and what contributions are we making so that the next generation that follows us, and that's everyone that's plugged in here, has the same or greater opportunities. And so what I would say in welcoming everyone, and thanks to everyone, you had many choices of what you could have been doing with your time today, and you chose to be right here with us today. But as you think through this, and as you listen to the speakers today, and as you listen to, you know, some of the questions that are being asked, and you think about what this means to you, I'd like you to ask yourself, you know, for all of the, or at least think about, for all of the dreamers out there, this is not only about legacy, but I would argue, having been with BEYA for over 10 or 12 years, this is what a realized vision looks like. This is the result of people who had the audacity to dream 35, 36 years ago. And Dr. Taborn and many others, General Johnny Wilson, John Von Richardson, and many, many others who are plugged in here today, had the audacity to dream. And it leads to a day like today where we're in a virtual city that's spreading throughout the world. And so my message in terms of the purpose today, this is all about, in this Career Day event that we do here once a month, is all about exposing you to information that prepares you for college, but also for a career in STEM. More importantly, this is an opportunity for you to understand what I call one of the most important things, and that's the art of the possible. You know, as you sit there and you think about, you know, your passion, as you think about the things that excite you, that you really want to do in the world. So absolutely, you hadn't thought about what you're going to do 30, 40 years from now, but you've thought about the things that interest you. And so this is about the art of the possible and exposing you to the art of the possible. Essentially, you're going to hear from ordinary people, ordinary everyday people who dared to dream, who've done some extraordinary things in the world. So in closing, again, welcoming everybody, but I'd ask those who are plugged in, the parents, if we've got those who are out mentoring young people, and more importantly, our young people, you should have one question today. And that question should be, why not me? All right. Why not me in the future, having the opportunity to do these types of things? And so again, Matt and everyone, thanks so much for participating and be a part of what I call a game-changing event, and doing something that I think giving the greatest gift that we can give to our young people. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the gift of a good example. So back over to you all, and super jazzed about today's speaker and about today's events. Thank you.
Well, thank you, General Crawford. And our speaker today is Mr. Sherman Williams. He is the founder and CEO of Body Aqua, and he is going to talk to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of STEM City, about doing the hard work to solve the problems of the world. So over to you, Mr. Williams.
Oh, I thank you. Let me share the screen and get everything started. But thank you for having the time to, as you talked about my journey. So let me, like they say, with no further ado. Oh, goodness. Let's see, where is it? Sound to. Can everybody see the screen? Okay, awesome.
Yes, sir.
All righty, so this is my journey on creating a healthy beverage company. And I already know that our span of attention is very short. So I'm more energetic. I wish this could be in person, but I'm gonna do my best to keep you engaged and just give you a tidbit. It's always more, but you know, I'll save that for the book. So let's start the journey.
Good morning.
So I started off a little something of how I evolved to where I am today. But you know, when we're born, do you know your purpose? And of course, you know about these people, but Steve Jobs, iPhone. I don't know if you heard about Margaret Knight, but she actually invented the paper bag. Of course, everyone knows Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Madam C.J. Walker with the first black hair product line. And of course, everyone knows Martin Luther King and actually George Crumb, who made the potato chip. But again, did they know what their purpose was to be when they were born? And the answer is most likely no. So if you go even deeper, we are all inventors based off pretty much our background of solving problems. And of course, everyone have heard of the different things from the Rubik's Cube, which was a sensation years ago, which was a puzzle in a cube that we all, you know, played and enjoyed, but it actually got the mind going. And it goes on to fire extinguishers in regards to seeing a problem and saying, you know, I'm going to solve that. This is a simple fix in regards to how you see things, because we all have a gift. But what's that gift? We have to really tap into that. And that's where STEM comes in at. You know, it's science, technology, engineering, and math. I mean, but people don't realize you are STEM. It's not just an acronym or word. So as we go even deeper, again, what's your purpose? We are looking at that deep horizon. For me, when I was in Iraq, it was just hard to put into words what going through an action and seeing for yourself the world through a different set of eyes, because we all look at everything differently. So when we say we look at the mirror and a reflection is there, what are you really looking at? Who are you? You know, and again, what is your purpose? So my purpose was uncertain, based on the encouragement from my parents, family, and friends. So everyone has a lifeline. So for me, I was born in South Carolina. I graduated from high school, but I had many different jobs. I mean, before this lucrative lawn service, I actually cut grass, and I didn't make as much as they're making now. You know, I was a busboy, I was a dishwasher, I was a waiter, even to the point of being a janitor at a college. And then it was like, what's going on? I mean, why am I not able to move forward? And just not, you know, realizing that the world is what you make it. So in that, with just a basic education at first, you know, you need more, but you don't know what you don't know. That's why it's great to have a parent, family, friends who support you. But for me, I didn't really have that. My parents never spoke about college. My family they never really talked about what I could do. It's just about, it'll be okay. And even with friends, you know, it was all about fun and games. But you have to realize you only can play for so long. There's gonna come a time when you have to pay the bills and know who you are gonna be in life. And I try to remind people, it's all about your background, what you've been through to actually build that spirit you have to make you different, unique, and have that purpose. So the road that determines the outcome of your success, that's my road, but everyone's road is different. Some people may have a paved road, a dirt road, or no road at all. For me, I didn't have a road, because someone normally plants these seeds to actually help you divulge a lot of this information. And it's always about success and failure. There's really no gray area or middle. So for me, failure wasn't an option. I had to find myself and figure out what I need to be and become. So I said, I'm going to join the Army. You know, I didn't get recruited, like you can say, the traditional way. I actually called the recruiter, and I was ready to go and just find myself. I didn't know what it is, but I knew I needed to realize and take a step back. But from that, it just changed everything. So going in as a E1, a private in the Army in 1993. From there, I actually was deployed, and that's where everything changed, my whole life, because you don't know what life is until you don't know you're gonna have a life anymore. Meaning in the same set of mind, meaning PTSD, same mindset, or even losing a body part. I mean, all of these things was in the play, and so many things that we all take for granted. But even after that, evolving, even not understanding what just transpired, I still pushed on and went to the Officer Candidate School, which is becoming an officer from enlisted. And that was a program that wasn't even really talked about, but I found out about and really engaged and said, why not me? And that was the step forward to actually evolving. So 15 years in the enlisted side, 10 years on the officer side, and it just made a perfect union. And ultimately actually spent 24 years, 9 months in the Army. But based on that, it all gave me these values that separated me, which be my core. Just like STEM is still the core of that, because it's based off the science and the engineering and math and the ability to do so many things with technology, but integrity, respect, selfless service, personal courage, you know, and that's the courage to not take anything for granted, to personally say, I will not fail. And these values was embedded to me to actually help me find me and just change the whole outlook of life, how we look at it, you know, because to wake up is a blessing that we all take for granted. To be able to stand up and walk on our own feet, use our own hands, actually be able to see, regardless if you have glasses or not. These are things we all take for granted. And from all of the things and experience, you know, for me, I'm reminded of that and don't take any of those things for granted. So through that, after retirement, of course you have challenges, but in my road, I had to deal with the unconscious bias of me being who I am, of looking the way I look. And of course, with the different types of racism that are everywhere, you can say. It's not just here in America, but even in Germany, when I met my significant other, and she's Korean, her family, based off, I guess, the hearsay of the unconscious bias, you can say, playing a factor that I was a lazy person, you know, that we wasn't smart, we couldn't think. But through everything that transpired, I was able to overcome and not let these things stop you. Yes, they may slow you down, but nothing should ever stop you and being who you are, because everyone's road and journey will be different, regardless of the books you may read or the TV shows you may see. No one can have the same results based off the same situation or things that we all go through. And yes, I believe it is a virus, but in that, why not be a cure to that virus? And that's how I look at everything. Yes, we have issues, but don't let these things say that's you. Be better than that. And that's how we come together. You know, we shouldn't have or ask for a hand up, but a hand up or a lift up. And that's the whole way I look at everything now based off the journey. And I'm going through, and it's challenging. And I know everyone's journey most likely will be challenging, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But unfortunately, that's just not how it works out.
News4Jax continues to celebrate Black culture during Black History Month by sharing stories and highlighting a disabled U.S. Army veteran now who overcame war to launch his own business right here in the city of Jacksonville.
News4Jax reporter Zach Lashway introduces us to Sherman Williams and his beverage designed for skin and physical fitness.
While at war,
Operation Iraqi Freedom,
disabled U.S. Army veteran Sherman Williams had an idea on how to fix an issue.
skin was just ashing up with no regards to the hydration or lotions or creams that we provided. And I said, something is wrong with this, as well as being extra tired.
From sandstorms to blistering heat and frigid cold temperatures.
I actually suffered frostbite, my hands, feet, ears, so I'm very sensitive to the cold.
Williams and his comrades were also at war with Mother Nature. It was then, in the early 2000s, he conceptualized a beverage called Body Aqua, a drink designed for physical fitness and the skin.
Just finding out what the skin needs, because the skin is the largest organ of the body but most neglected, as well as certain things that we need, being diabetics and those that have issues with blood sugars. And it's the first cosmetic beverage, fitness beverage. It's diabetic friendly, kid friendly, vegan friendly, has no sodium, no potassium, no colors.
Williams said he had little to no assistance along the way.
It was a lot of trial and error, and a lot of expensive hurdles that I wish I could turn back, because it takes a lot of funding and support, which I didn't have. I met a multitude of racism from my own race, as well as other races, institutional racism, you know, because unfortunately, what's in your heart. Even though I served my country and being treated better in different countries than the very country I served, I just moved forward knowing that I had a great product that was unique and unlike anything else on the market.
Bottled here in Florida, Body Aqua is in more than 45 Walmart stores throughout the state. Right now, Williams has a payroll of 5 employees. He hopes by the end of 2021 to be in more than 500 stores nationwide. Reporting in Jacksonville, I'm Zach Lashway, Channel 4, the local station.
So who are you? And I believe that that's a question we don't ask ourselves, especially until we're about to go to college or something else. But this is a question we should be asking every day. For me, after what I went through Operation Iraqi Freedom, I realized who I was, and that person was someone that's going to provide something that's healthier, plaguing so many people in regards to health, because without a good health, I mean, you'll go pretty much bankrupt to be able to continue living. And these are some of the things that we take for granted. As you know, for these people, this quick quotes, you're in the future, present, past, but it does not matter how long you live, but how well you do it. And the thing is, a lot of people live for very long lives, but who are they? What did they do? What did they contribute? And your future, you know, is based off what you do in the past. So what you're doing now with STEM will dictate and help carve the pathway to your greatness, because what you do now is going to affect your future. That's just how it works. So when I realized that, how can you have a future if you neglect your health? Me having a water beverage, the body is consumed of so much in what you need. And of course, they say 70% of water, but if you break down all of the major body parts, at birth is 78%. But look at your brain, you need 73%, your lungs, 83%. And of course, your skin, 64%. So mind you, when a lot of us don't drink enough water, we're hurting ourselves mentally and physically. And if you drink these excellent water sources, hydrate your body, I'm sorry, it's not helping you. Because a lot of people don't realize if you was not to consume any kind of liquid for 3 days, you would die, period. But due to the fact no one drinks their recommended 6 to 8 glasses of water because you have these replacements, which are liquids. Therefore, they actually not only replace your ability to be the great person that you're supposed to be, to provide those key nutrients and sources to those major organs, but it's diluted with these, unfortunately, other alternatives that actually add insult to injury. So as we break down the water family that I was able to create is diabetic friendly, vegan friendly, no colors, no caffeine, and no sodium. And I call it the key to hydration, having flavor, purpose, and integrity based off my Army values. A lot of people that drink alkaline water, people don't realize they're selling 9.5. But look at 9.5 on the scale. That is baking soda. And mind you, I'm gonna give you a tidbit. For those that have filtered water systems in their house, if you use that same filtered water and you pour that water on your plants or on the grass, it would die. So what is it doing to your body over time? Unfortunately, yes, it's hydrating you because we need filtered water because of the pollutants in the ground now, taking good and bad out. So I've created well water, which is actually 7.5. It's right there, perfect and good for your blood as well as your water. These are some of the things that your body needs, and understanding what you are, who you are, because without health, you really don't have a future. And this particular water is just letting you know that pay attention to the labels, pay attention to what is being told, because everything isn't what it seems. So 9.5 is actually bad, which is the alkaline source in regards, because we are made to be acidic. And if we break this down even more.
I first started thinking about water when I was serving in the deserts of Iraq, where access to water is scarce. In the United States, water is plentiful, but our soils have been depleted of the nutrients essential to producing healthy drinking water that we used to get from the well. With most water going through a rigorous filtration process in order to make it drinkable, our taps yield chemically treated, bad tasting imitation. Many of the naturally occurring trace minerals are stripped away. The days when we could easily access clean, fresh, nutrient-rich drinking water were over, until today. Now I've put the good stuff back and brought the well to you with well water, providing unique benefits from over 72 ionic sea minerals required to complete the cycle of health. Well water is naturally infused with vital elements including potassium, calcium, and chloride. That's why my Body Aqua well water is superior water, boasting an organic pH higher than the leading water brands, maintaining acidity levels within the body and regulating fluids and electrical activity of muscles, including the heart. It's an all-natural, great tasting and mineral-rich alternative to the conventional high pH water, well water, because wellness comes from the well. Body Aqua, beverages with a purpose.
So, question, what is the largest organ of the body? And of course, you can see is a hint, it's your skin. But if you look at all of the say again?
I said it's the skin.
Correct. A lot of people don't know that, and it's most neglected. So why do we treat our skin differently? So when we apply lotions, ointments, and creams to our skin, would you do that to your liver, your kidneys, your heart, even your brain if it was accessible? And hopefully the answer will be no. So when we break down all of the things that we apply to the largest organ of the body, honestly, how is this really helping? Yes, it moisturizes the skin and provide certain key elements. But at the end of the day, your skin is like a warning light in your car. It lets you know what's going on in your body that we all neglect or ignore based off it being a pimple, wrinkles, the list goes on. But your skin is actually a beacon that lets you know that something is wrong in your body, not giving you the key nutrients that you need on a regular basis.
If you hurry and take this full skin set right now, we'll give it to you for $39.99. We promise it'll work.
Listen, we've all heard that before. That's not what this is. This is Body Aqua. Unlike mainstream products, Body Aqua doesn't work from the outside in. Instead, it works from the inside out. Body Aqua has natural ingredients such as lemons, pineapples, cucumbers, and many natural fruits, as well as vitamins and minerals that help maximize the support of your largest organ on the human body. Thanks to this veteran-owned product, Body Aqua is diabetic friendly, no caffeine, no electrolytes, and 100% free of any artificial coloring. Body Aqua is ideal for those that are always on the run. Unlike other products, you don't have to apply this to your face. Every time you take a sip of Body Aqua, it's helping your skin.
The skin is the body's largest organ, and Americans spend billions of dollars every year on cosmetics for their skin. But applying them externally isn't the best way for the body to absorb the nutrients it needs. And it blocks pores and hair follicles. Your skin needs to stay healthy. Throw those damaging products away and heal your skin from within with Body Aqua Cosmetic Beverage, the all-natural solution for clear, healthy-looking skin. Body Aqua, beverage with a purpose.
So what is considered to be healthy in America? As you can see over time, our obesity level from 1990 to going up to 2030, we're still on that same track. And it's sad because it's all about what you put in your body. So as you look through America, we have all these places because time is money. It's always time, we're always running for in that. When we take the time to take care of our cars, our animals, the list goes on, we treat everything better than we treat our own body. And think of it, if you had a newborn baby or an animal, you would not give any of these products to them, as a snack, because over time it's actually going to deteriorate their health. So as you know, to be healthy, it costs. They say anything worth having, unfortunately, it takes more time. You get less for the money. But think of it, if there's no more minerals in the water, and over time, the vitamins from the food, is it the same amount today than it was 40, 50, 100 years ago? Just something to think about. And I believe these things are contributing to our obesity problem, because that same vegetable fruit that was so potent in all these nutrients is actually depleted over time, because the soil isn't turned how we used to do it and grow things naturally, or say organically. So some of our favorites, just giving you food for thought, but a warning label. In Europe, any food containing dyes has a warning label, but not in America. All of these dyes are really bad for you. In regards to when we said we're getting low calorie, 0 calorie drinks, they actually contribute to obesity, because it tricks the brain in regards to having and encouraging sugar cravings. So I tell everyone, be cognizant of the things you put in your body, because when they said, oh, it's 0, it's low calorie, it has these certain flavors, but what they're using to say 0 actually is doing more harm than good. It's pretty much putting sugar in the tank, and you know what, that'll seize up the car eventually. So these are some of the things that people actually are aware of, that I believe, but mind you, I am not a scientist in regards to the effects of dyes, but if the other countries have banned these things. Like if you see for the green 3 is banned in Europe. When you have the yellow 5, it's banned in Norway, and you have red 40 as well as blue 1, and that is banned in Finland. But none of these colors are banned in America. And these contribute to so many things over time. So these are other foods for thoughts. And mind you, it's not just in the drink, it's in cupcakes, it's in candy. The list goes on. Of course, that favorite birthday cake, all of these key dyes that look great, they actually are hurting your health, unfortunately. So when we break down the nutritional label, I have Body Aqua with some of our favorites, the home of Gatorade, Body Armor, and Vitamin Water. And mind you, when Gatorade was created, it was for a good reason in the beginning, but over time, as we realized, the body was never made to consume sodium, or you can say electrolytes, through a water source. It was actually naturally in everything we eat. So the minerals from the water and the electrolytes from the food actually give that perfect balance, because when people cramp up, they can't seize a cramp up that day because it's about preparation. So for example, I know we have some runners. If you're planning to run a half marathon, are you not going to be hydrated the day before, or you're going to try to hydrate the day of? Of course, your body has to be prepared for a long trip, just like a car. Are you going to wait to the last minute to gas it up and check out the oil and the tire pressure and everything else? No, everything is done prior to. And this is what Body Aqua does. It actually gives you everything you need prior to you to support a healthier lifestyle and a healthier life in general, having only 50 calories and no sodium.
We all know we should eat our fruits and vegetables in order to stay healthy, but most of us don't take the time and effort to do it. Now you can drink your fruits and vegetables with Body Aqua. Body Aqua's all-natural beverages provide all your daily nutritional needs. No caffeine, no sodium, no artificial colors, diabetic friendly, and all natural. Give yourself a natural energy boost with Body Aqua fitness and cosmetic beverages. Body Aqua, beverage with a purpose.
So inspiration through action, and part of the journey, as you saw, Body Aqua was actually part of a national NASCAR Jeff Garrett racing team. And in preparation for every race, Body Aqua has helped fueling that race for the body. And over time, when people said, you can't, there's no such thing as you can't, because you have to believe and understand. And when you look at STEM, when I was going through school, I wish there was a STEM, because yes, we had science, we had math, but the technology and engineering, it wasn't there. That actually came over time. And mind you, if you look behind me, yes, I was able to get the degrees, a bachelor, 2 associates, and other significant certificates, but that doesn't actually make you be who you are. Those are also, you can say, attributes that contribute to your greatness. So like they say, that is just only a portion of who you can be and will be, because everyone that I knew, unfortunately, even my parents, friends, family, no one believed in me except for me. and having faith in what I've been able to endure, it just changed everything. So speaking to you guys is just an honor, a blessing. And unlike a lot of the other great people that we know about, for me, this is special because unlike any of them, is not just coming from nothing, especially in Charleston, South Carolina, going to college, but being a janitor, doing all of these other things and working 3 jobs, still not being able to live. It's just being here. And then this epiphany and second chance in life happened. And I don't believe everyone has to go through something like that, but knowing who you are, you know, and not only saying that I can do it, is that why not me? Because when you look around, all of the great people, unfortunately, don't look like me and you. And mind you, there's a lot of great people, but no one's talking about it. So why not change that? And I plan on being in that equation and conversation as one for change. So hopefully I'll be able to inspire you guys, because like they say, action speaks louder than words. I'm about action, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I say, just do it. You know, don't tell me what you're going to do it. Let me see what you do. So don't waste your time, because time wasted is life wasted. And no one has or knows how long they'll be here. So what you didn't do yesterday affects what you're going to do tomorrow or now. So don't waste time, especially if something you want to do. If you only take a couple of minutes, you're doing something towards that. So don't ever think that I'll make it up, because you can't make up time. So saying that, I've stayed energized. When I went to the Walmart open call, I was selected to be in a competition, and this competition actually helped separate me, because when you say you're going to win and do it, you go do it. There's no such thing as second and third place. There's no one really remembers them. So in this competition, I was able to win, and that helped solidify my contract with Walmart. And mind you, I stay energized and ready, and saying I will make a difference and be in that position of change. So with that, that was my journey, creating a healthy beverage company. And do you have any questions?
So,
Hello,
Sherman,
anyone?
Sherman, this is Vaughn Richardson.
Yes.
They usually leave sharing the questions that have come up on chat to me, and so I'm going to take over unless somebody else wants to do that. And for those of you on the call, please put your questions in chat, or let me know that you have a specific, a longer question that you may want to ask yourself, and we can turn the mic over to you at that time. But let me say, wonderful presentation. Once again, impressed. It was about 2 months ago, I met Sherman, and he talked to me about his water, and I started drinking some of it. I bought some from him, and it is very good. I have a number of questions, but I want to let the folks in the audience ask questions, and where there's a gap, I'll fill in. Now, the first thing I do want to tell you is that Dr. Taborn made a comment in the chat room that Body Aqua should be the official drink of STEM City USA. So hopefully that will in fact happen. Somebody else wanted to know, so how long did it take you from coming up with this idea to kind of where you are today with products in, I think the commercial said 50 or 60 Walmarts in the Jacksonville area? How long did that take? So was that an overnight? You thought of it today and tomorrow it happened, or how long have you been working this?
I've been working for about 12 years. And mind you, when you're threatening to get into an industry or field where people don't want competition, they're going to piecemeal you and sometimes lead you down the wrong path. So honestly, I wasted about 6 years because going back and forth, finding out what all it required to do. Because when people say, I want to be a consultant, but unfortunately, consultants aren't free. But for me, I'm consulting people for free because I don't believe in getting paid for something you're going to have to do yourself. I'm giving you the answers to the test, but you still have to take the test, if that makes sense. So I got piecemeal from not only needing label certification, label review, safe consumption reviews, shelf life testing, FDA approved facilities, along with other variety of tests that would make my product suitable to be considered to be in a major retailer, because no one wants anything in a commercial kitchen or your kitchen based off their ability to manufacture and be safe. And by the way, if there is someone gets sick, who's going to cover this complex formula that you created, who deemed to be healthy? So for the first 6 years, I was going back and forth. But the last 6 years, I met a young lady that helped and believed in me and the product. And she asked me the question, where do you want to be? And I said, Whole Foods. So I actually got into 45 Whole Foods first in 6 states. And from that opened the door from Whole Foods to Walmart, because I never wanted to be seen, because people change how they treat you once they find out who you are, what you look like. Because Body Aqua is doing great in Whole Foods. And I'll never say that they pushed me out after they realized I was a Black man who was a veteran in America that had a great product. But I believe that was the case, because after that meeting, a couple months later, they no longer wanted the product, and they have that kind of power. So I needed a different approach to not only be seen as me, but as a veteran, a wounded warrior, in regards to take color out of everything, because color shouldn't matter. But unfortunately, it's an unconscious behavior people realize they don't have. It's like a dog barking at you because the dog never sees Black people, so I realize that, but no one thinks about that when a dog really goes crazy, because they're not used to seeing someone with darker skin. So 12 years, but that 6 years where they were getting Whole Foods, pandemic didn't help, but it actually did help, if that makes sense. So that door closed, Walmart opened, and then from Walmart, able to build a team and getting people to represent me. Now getting a deal with Winn-Dixie to be in 200 to 300 Winn-Dixies come September of this year.
Okay, so Winn-Dixie is very much a Southeast states market area. So folks in Virginia, I don't know if I've seen a Winn-Dixie up in that area or Maryland. There may be, but hopefully your product will show up there. I think that that before we know it, your name will be a household name, much like Madam C.J. Walker and the like, where it comes to this Body Aqua. But Margaret Bowman wants to know how your product is actually doing in the marketplace.
Right now, it's doing better every week, because Walmart orders every week. So every Monday, I see a spike. And mind you, it has been rough, because when no one knows about a product, for example, everyone goes grocery shopping. If you see a product you've not seen on TV or haven't heard of, you're not buying it, period. And that's the same thing that happened to me within the first, I'll say 3 months of the pandemic. My product was on the shelf, and it was collecting dust. regardless of how good it was. I'm in all these Walmarts, and people think, oh, you're on the shelf, you're good. No, you're not. No, you're not. These products get evaluated every year. And I made a gutsy call. So they wouldn't allow me to put any signage up to let people know my product. So when some people say ask for forgiveness versus permission, that's what I did. I actually started going into every Walmart and just setting up a table and doing demos. And I didn't ask permission. I just went in and signed in. And people say, oh, who gave you permission? And of course, I did my little dance, spoke to corporate, say it's up to the person, this and that. A couple of them let me go, but they got caught on to say, oh, you can't come back here. But then I went back again and I said, well, sir, you're getting this product every week. And I said, when I come, I'm able to sell this product out within 10 minutes to 1 hour based off who is brave enough to come talk to me, because mind you, it's a pandemic. I don't have a mask on, even though I got my little shot card and everything up. And then they'll say, oh, this is good. Oh, it's diabetic friendly. It's all of these things. But if no one's there to say, hey, this product does ABC, it'll just sit on the shelf. So now after I've been able to do that, my orders from, and it sounds crazy, I'm in 45 stores. So mind you, so if you do the math, two cases per store, it should be at least 90 cases every week ordered. But I was actually getting orders for 3 cases, 12 cases, 10 cases every week. And mind you, this for 45 stores. And that's really bad. And since I've done that, I just got an order for 81 cases. And it's been going up. So it was going up from my first demo from 40 cases to 50 to 60 to 70. And mind you, it should be at least 90. But I'm thinking as long as I'm in 75 up and higher, I'm in a good place. So it's doing good now. But I just wanted to give you that history of what I had to do and still doing, regardless of, yes, having a great product, but you can't sit idle and thinking that everything is going to work out, because mind you, no one's giving us the millions of dollars to do these campaigns on TV that we can't afford. So that's it.
Well, wonderful. Ray is interested in knowing what has been your greatest challenge, and my guess is what you just listed comes close, but maybe not the greatest. And then how did you overcome that?
The greatest challenge is always capital. Unfortunately, any admirations and great ideas, they cost, and it costs to protect. So trademarking was my way to go versus having a patent. So people don't realize, okay, why don't you have a patent to try this? You can't patent, for me, you can't patent vitamins and minerals. So, and a patent puts your blueprint out there in the atmosphere. So someone can add a vitamin or take away, and they have your idea and your formula. So I said, I'm not doing that. So I trademarked what I have to be Body Aqua, Well Water, and Kids Aqua. And the challenge in this was having money to do that. And mind you, with every trademark, there's another cost that you have to renew every 3 or more years to keep it safe and yours. And of course, capital, not only for the trademarking, but to make the product. And for example, for a small run based off with your margins, because you want to be competitive, ranging every time I have to do something is a minimum of 20,000. And then the amount I need for this next Winn-Dixie order is a minimum of 350K. But of course, no one's going to just lend me that money. So honestly, it's always been capital. And for some way, just keeping the faith and just being persistent and finding a way to get what I need. So that's always, I'll say, be the key challenge to everything is the capital, especially with a product, because you can't sell a product unless you have the product in hand for them to actually apply or taste or to try. That's just how it is. So that's it.
Okay. Well, look, Matt Bowman has a twofold question, actually. He wants to know what STEM class best prepared you for success and how has hard work played a part in that success?
Well, like I said, I just really got exposed to STEM. When I was in school, and mind you, I graduated in 91, there was really no STEM program. And that's why I said, I wish there was a STEM. I mean, but for me, it's always been math and science. The technology came into play for me based off me start going into college. And then of course, engineering is based off the background on the area. So for me, I became a chemist overnight, even to the point of not wanting any of the erythritol, being able to identify, break down each formula of my product and say, well, you can always find fault in something, especially when you're looking for fault. But I said, but based off my competitors, this is the healthiest I can be in regards to that. So for me, I would say the key two areas is science and the engineering piece.
Okay. So Matthew Bowman, not Matt Bowman, but Matthew Bowman is the son of Matt Bowman, and he wants to know what's the difference between kids Body Aqua and regular Body Aqua.
Well, honestly, it's really no difference just in the labeling because it just made sense. It's already kid friendly. The formula's already been vetted and tested. So what I did, because kids today aren't as active as we used to be. And mind you, what kids drink out there? All there is juice. You have the box juices, you have the apple juices, but there's no real health drink. So what my kids drink focuses on, and even the verbiage and the packaging, it just let them know it actually helped them not only boost metabolism naturally, because due to the fact that when we grew up, we always stayed outside. Our games were outside. Kids are online. They have friends in Europe, Japan. They're doing everything in their room now. You can pretty much say they're in a multiverse. But in that multiverse, they're not active. They're not moving. And that contributes to obesity, heart disease, and other issues. So the main difference between Body Aqua and Kids Aqua is that there's no cosmetic beverage for the kids drink. It's just overall fitness. Those have the same formula, but it's a different amount of grams as well as nutrients in there. But the only thing that focuses that I believe more adults are concerned about, which kids can drink it, is the cosmetic beverage line, which my ultimate goal is to be in Ulta Beauty and Sephora, because when you go in these places, there's not a drink. There's always external things to apply to the skin till now, which I want my drink to be a household name, especially when you go into one of those arenas.
All right, well, great. Let's see here. Our committee chair, General Bruce Crawford, understands that resiliency is certainly key to success. And he wants to know, as you've been on this journey, what's been the toughest decision, not challenge, but decision you've had to make and why?
Oh, that's a good one.
He likes to make hard questions.
Honestly, the hardest decision was really which direction to go in regards to beauty or fitness. And for me, I was always thinking that I need to be unique and different, and everyone should care about the way they look. But unfortunately, people still pause to when you say cosmetic beverage because it's so new. It's I believe I'm still before my time. So my focus, I guess it didn't hurt me, but the decision was which focus to go towards, cosmetic or fitness. And I'm thinking fitness is competitive, a Gatorade, Powerade, Body Armor, it's going to be a lot harder versus the cosmetic because I'm the only one. But it actually was harder for me to sell the cosmetic, even though I was the only one, because it was so new and people so used to applying everything to their skin when you talk about cosmetic versus consuming it. So for me, that was the hardest decision. And even though I went with the cosmetic line over fitness, the fitness is still outshining the cosmetic. Even though I didn't spend more attention and time, even to a lot of the money spent was towards the cosmetic. So that was the hardest decision. And I wish I could go back because I wasn't sure. And I wanted to have competition, but not have competition. So I went this direction versus the other, but it didn't work out the way I wanted to. So that was the hardest decision, which one to launch and which one to get focused on. You know, and as you know, time is money. And the money spent on the cosmetic line, if I had a way to go back in time, I would have made it the fitness versus the cosmetic.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that answer. Shayless, I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly, wants to know how long did it take you to come up with the right formula for Body Aqua, how big your team is, and can we order your product online?
Yes, to come up with the formula, it took about, I'll say about 4 to 6 years. It took 4 years to get the fitness formula right, but it took 6 years to get my cosmetic beverage right. Let me grab something real quick. Let me show you guys something. I have more, but like the evolution of my skin, I don't know if you can see this, but as you can see how I started off, and then even with this one, the guy said, "Hey, I thought this was supposed to be a fitness guy. Why does he look fat?" So, you know, like, what are you talking about? You know, and this is skin enhancement. And in this formula, as you can see here, they had some things that it didn't taste right, and I didn't know what it was. You know, and I went from there and I went to this formulation. Still, again, the man is overweight, and I try to change the verbiage. And even here, as you can see, there's no highlights here. And I start highlighting here in regards to what areas that are the support. That formula, I actually almost lost the people because I don't have a dog, but you know, people are they're very affectionate about their animals, their pets. And I told him, you know, I said, for this formula that you gave me, my dog wouldn't drink it. And he was so pissed, you know. And I told him, I said, this is horrible. I wouldn't give this to my dog, you know, trying to get that formulation right. Because when you have a lot of different vitamins and minerals, and you're trying to use an all natural sweetener, it just tastes off. And you have to be the one to not accept anything but perfection, especially when you having other people that's believing in you. And mine was only one person. So my team is of 2. And it really is, it has grown to about, I'll say about 4 people now over the years, but it was always just 2, but originally starting off with me. And then the first 6 until I met my official business partner, it was only me until now and 2. But in regards to that, 6 years for cosmetic, 4 for fitness, and understanding the different complexities of the vitamins and minerals, because they all taste, you know, some taste very horrible. I tell people, if I didn't put any sweetener in this, you would not drink it. I don't care how healthy it is. You wouldn't buy it. You know, that's the American way. You know, if it doesn't taste good, you're not even going to consider it. So I hope that answered your question.
Okay. When I first met you, you told me a story about almost not getting your product produced and what you had to do. Tell the group that story. I found it interesting.
Oh, well, man, I was still active Army. I was stationed in Georgia at the time, I believe Fort Gordon. And I just got accepted into Whole Foods, and I was so ecstatic and excited because we have already traveled to like 60 different Whole Foods, getting to talk to the people, actually getting to the point of find out who the buyer was for all of these categories, because people don't realize there's a buyer for it. And unfortunately, that buyer is always most likely one person, and based off their intuition or their taste buds is deemed to make the decision that affects everyone. But in that and even all that excitement, the excitement was still bringing pain because I paid a guy, which was a manufacturing company in Virginia. I already supplied them with the labels and the ingredients, but he was refusing to make my product. And I'm like, oh my God, this can't be happening. You know, this can't be happening. So I won't say I lied because it was an emergency, but I said, hey, I had a family emergency in the Army, and I did emergency leave. And something told me to just go, just leave. I actually rented a huge truck that could hold at least 2 pallets of water. And I drove to that manufacturing company. I left early in the morning, so I got there about 1 o'clock in the evening. And when I got there, I believe it was an Indian guy or something that owned it. But anyway, the owner wasn't there, son was there. And he came out and said, what are you doing, Sherman? Why are you here? I said, honestly, someone told me to come here. You know, what's going on? He said, hold on. This is not right. You need to leave. I said, I'm not leaving anywhere. I need to find out what's going on with my water. Why won't you guys help me? I don't want my money back. Because they said, oh, we just give you your money back. I didn't want my money back. I wanted my product. So he ended up calling his dad, who was the owner in California, of course. They got everything. So he started calling me everything, but you know, a child of God. And I held my composure, and then until he said, my palletizer is broken. You act like you're a mechanic or something. And then I said, since you asked, I am a mechanic. I've been a mechanic for 15 years. Then everything changed. You can say the birds stopped chirping, the wind stopped blowing, everything. And then his whole demeanor and tone of voice on the phone changed. He said, well, can you help me? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but I'll give it a shot. Just let me find out what's going on. So he hung up the phone. Actually, I passed the phone to his son. Son told me what's going on, and then we walked in the plant. And the plant was in disarray. And I'm like, I see why everything's broke around here. Just looking at it, you know, because we're about order and, you know, technical manuals and everything. But anyway, went to this machine called a palletizer. Never seen it, never heard about it. But it was seasoned up. Something was wrong in regards to pretty much empty bottles would be on this pallet, and it would actually be able to haul it and lift it up to complete the cycle for everything to go. So that was pretty much the heart of the actual assembly line. And I said, oh, I need to get the tools and everything to look into this. But mind you, make a long story short, about 12 hours later, after working on it, mind you, I got there 1, started working on about 3. So I worked on that thing nonstop, and I was just energized. And then from there, I actually got it working. And even after that, he still gave me a hard time. After I fixed his machine, because mind you, he had other people orders before mine, but the other people didn't come there to fix the machine. But regardless of that happening, I still persevered and actually worked the line with them, not only fix a machine, I actually helped in the areas of learning how the sleeves come down on the bottle, the caps, how everything is actually sanitized going through. And I actually worked the assembly line with my bottle, getting everything done and getting those pallets enough done to get loaded up and actually delivered to Whole Foods in 3 states. that I had got accepted in, and leaving from Virginia. But it was something, and I made it happen, and that I think that really changed me, because when people say, "Do you really want it? What are you willing to do?" And just following your gut and your feeling, and just go for it. I didn't know how that was going to turn out, but it turned out that I was needed, and I did a job that not only helped them, but it helped me to save my contract with Whole Foods.
Yeah, I found that fairly impressive when you told me that story. I hope others did too. Say, look, you talked about a formula that they gave you that you said you wouldn't even make your dog drink. So how many failed flavors have you had? And how many do you have that are on the shelf?
Well, right now, I only have 2 flavors on the shelf, because every retailer dictates how many SKUs or types of water that they will carry or sell for you. Winn-Dixie will carry 4 flavors of water, but I have a total of 6 flavors for the Body Aqua brand. And I believe the next retailer will start carrying all 6. It's all about name recognition and the big power brands or names behind you. Because mind you, when Pepsi and Coke parent lines actually add additions, they really don't have to ask permission, because they're controlling what pretty much goes on the shelf. And they know that they'll back the brand in regards to marketing, and even giving them kickback on BOGOs, which is buy one, get one, and other sorts of sale deals. So I have 6, but 4 will be in Winn-Dixie, and only 2 are in Walmart right now. And that's the watermelon peach and the kiwi pineapple. And then, but for Winn-Dixie, it will be mango pineapple, watermelon peach, cucumber lemon, and kiwi pineapple. And then hopefully when I can add the last 2, which is strawberry and the lemon lime. And right now, it is available online on walmart.com or at my website, drinkbodyaqua.com.
Okay, and just to let everybody know, I have tried the 2 flavors that are in the Walmart, and they are really good, really good. Okay, so Dr. Janice, and I can't see your last name in the chat room here, so I apologize for not being able to call it, but she wants to know, where did your investment come from?
Well, when I met the one young lady, her name is Denise, and it doesn't happen very often, especially for a single mother, hardworking Black woman, to come about, and I explained the situation. And mind you, I only known her for a couple of years, but in that, investing like $25,000 on someone you've known for a short period of time, that just doesn't happen. And the thing is, having that heart and mindset and the trustworthiness of knowing you're going to do what you say you're going to do. So that small donation was the only real donation or support that I've ever had in my whole career. Everything else has come from draining my savings, my insurance policy. I've done 2 title loans, which are horrible, which I paid my car off twice just to get more money for it. But that was all needed to fund my dream, because at the end of the day, no bank is going to really support you to give money to provide or make a dream for yourself. But I found out they'll give you money to support another person's dream, meaning a franchise, which you will never be the owner of. You'll always be, yes, you may be profitable and make it, but it's not yours. It's not veteran owned, it's not Black owned. And I see a lot of people, unfortunately, are mistaken. You are the owner of one of the franchises, but ultimately, you're not the owner, because you have to get permission from the owner, the creator of that franchise tag that you're allowed to use, regardless of how profitable it is. So, that's That's for me is one of the main reasons that I really want to be the #1 beverage company in the world in regards to being officially Black-owned, veteran-owned, and being able to be unapologetic to those I can help and support.
Okay, well, look, there are still a number of questions hanging out there in the chat room, but unfortunately, we're pretty much out of time. And I'm going to thank you so much for being our speaker today. And I wish you, just not just luck. I know that your hard work will get you to where you want to be. And I look forward to seeing your product in some of the stores where I shop. So I'm going to turn this over to Vice Admiral Davis, and he'll close us out.
Sherman, I'd like to thank you. You've did a terrific job. It's an inspiring story. Everybody needs to. I've heard many stories like that from entrepreneurs that had to do things they never expect to do just because of the circumstances and how people perceive you. And Joan Crawford, wow, what a great start you gave us today. This is really yours now. So we're off to a good start. And next month when we come back, we will have, we're going to work on now getting more people to do this. Give me a thumbs up here if you like so far what we've been able to accomplish. Good. So now I think is our chance to bring this to more people. I've also talked to some really terrific speakers, some really terrific presenters. And so I'm looking forward to this next 12 months of providing you good career day content so you can decide what you'd like to be. And I'll turn this over now to Matt and our moderators.
All right, thank you, Admiral Davis, and thank you, Mr. Williams. That was a fantastic presentation. I'd like to turn it to Lieutenant General Crawford for a close, but before we do, Dr. Taborn, sir, thanks for being on the call. Any final remarks before we go to Lieutenant General Crawford for the close?
No, just a very fantastic presentation. And I encourage everyone to, again, take a shot at the game and see how you, see if you can do it in, I think the best time so far, General Crawford, has been about 35 seconds. So let's see if you can beat 35 seconds.
Once he unmutes.
And as General Crawford is unmuting, I want to thank Celia Hurst and Moria Bowman and Gabriel and the other student ambassadors. As the school year rolls out, we'll be working with you to get the games, the masks, the t-shirts, and other items to the other students. So again, to our student ambassadors, thank you. General Richardson, ma'am, always thank you. And then I think I'll be quiet now as General Crawford comes on.
Oops, he's still muted.
Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. We're able to hear you now.
All right. So if you can hear me now, I just had a couple of closing remarks. First of all, thank you very much, Sherman, for sharing your story. Just really in closing, just a couple of thoughts. I heard today about believing in yourself and the importance for everyone to always believe in yourself and bet on you. I heard today about overcoming challenge, this idea of resiliency, something that we're going to need in the future because everybody's going to get knocked down. But the question becomes, are you able to get up? We heard about that today. We heard about passion. He was very passionate about the service that he was delivering, and not only the service he was delivering, but about being a part of something greater than self. And last but not least, and I wrote this down, and please, Sherman, I intend to use this over and over again. But he said, look, we're giving you the answers to the test. I think everybody today, just like we have in all of the sessions, we're getting the answers to the test. but ultimately it's up to us. We still have to take the test. All right. And so I'll just close with that. Truer no words have never been spoken. Great event. And but I just thought that was pretty profound, and I intend to use that, Sherman, with your permission. But thanks again to everyone for their commitment to yet another powerful session. Thank you.